Okay, this is my story about my friend back in 1995, the experience that we had in 1995 in our country. The concert that my friend went when she was 19 years old, and this band, this band was showing, and the thing is, she did some gesture, and the leader of the band called her, talked to her something. He said something, and then at the end of the concert, he they finished the concert. They got in. They said goodbye. Then they came back. They sang the last song, and at the end, he told my friend to stay where she were, and that he was going to send someone to meet her, to meet them after the party, for the after party, whatever. And she left. She left, and nothing happened. And after this, my friend developed like a type of obsession. And after this, and in 1996, we went to a salon, a beauty salon, and the woman at the salon had a magazine, and she was showing us an interview that the guy had. But this was like random, but you can see she had it already for to show us the meeting, the interview in the magazine from that guy. We assume that the guy uh, found who she was. So in the magazine, he said that he was for the excitement hunting and for new things, and that he was the shadow of someone. Yes, pretty much. That's his quote. He was after someone. And he said he wasn't going to say nothing else because he didn't want to scare anyone. She wrote a book. Every day she wrote things, and she never sent it to anyone, but it looks like he got the things she wrote. Then she started going to college, to the university, in 1996. Then in 1998, in 1998, she burned the book, the book with notes and letters and everything was burned. And then she started writing a book full of insults that she never said to anyone, but appears to, yes, it's like he got the book, everything she wrote. And then in the same year, 1998, she was sleeping, and when she was waking up, she was like very softly touched. Something touched her face, and she was opening her eyes. The eyesight was blurry, but she saw the green mare sitting next to her on the bed. And the death, la muerte. And she was like froze, like she didn't move. Then when she closed her eyes again, it was gone. And when every day when she was going to the university, she looked at the sky, and she looked everywhere, and everything was so blurry and weird, and she felt like some type of anxiety, but it wasn't something like fast. It was like slow, but it got her. It's like yeah, like some spell or something. She got like someone did some spell to her. Something happened, and she was obsessed. And we were going to fortune teller reading. Yes, very bad stuff. Cigar. Yes, we did. She was obsessed, and we didn't realize that yeah, something was done to her as well. Like someone did something to her. Then in 1999, I'm not saying that she was a saint, but yes, there was something going on. Someone did something to her. Then in 1999, in our city, we had an earthquake, and her parents were having trouble. They were having trouble with the economy and everything, and she decided to move to the U.S. So she moved to New Jersey in 1999, and we thought that guy that they were going to think that she was going there because of him, and that's the place where she had friends, family friends that could have her, and we thought so, and that's what actually happened. In 2000, that guy did the new album, where he kicked her off, and she finds the ugly truth, ugly, that he was spying on her, and all these years, uh, and he was making fun of her life. He was making fun of her. He was making fun of she working in labor and immigrating here, and he was making fun of her. And there's a song where he says that rich man is not for you. They laugh, they speak mean things, they make bad wishes. Every time he was on a stage, he was saying, "This is for the one who needs to go home, and this is for the one who needs to go home." And he wished all type of bad stuff to her. He's saying things like, "I hope your life is a setup. I hope they play with you every day, and nothing is going to be ever again the same." He gossiped. He created a lot of trouble for this woman, and he went after her. They were starting going after her. They started to go and chase her everywhere she go in cars. She always had a car in front of her, a car behind her, making signs to her, waiting for her in the next red light, in the next stop, because we learned that they study what was her routine, and to them was very easy to go after this poor stupid woman, that she was only working in labor and trying to do a life, to make a life, while this guy that every day was more and more successful, he was going after her, and he was trying to mess her life with her life, and he was trying to make her miserable. So the chase was like that, and they chased her year after year until in 2003 she moved from New Jersey to Orlando. This was on April 2003, and she moved from New Jersey to Orlando, and the stalking got worse because they were harassing her more. Every time he went in a shopping place or grocery shopping, they were after her, and they were having people. They not only in cars, they were having people with her looks, the way she was dressed, or other looks that she had. They always mocked her demeanor, her behavior, everything was just copied and mocked her like crazy. They really want to make her crazy and make her life miserable, just like that guy every time he went in a concert was saying. Um, and not only this, because he makes songs like She Misunderstood, where the video he's showing this video, and remember in 1999 the earthquake in her city, when she was getting out of the shower, the tiles came off, and she was saying, "Almost hit me, almost got me." He shows just the same thing in that video. And when he's singing "Why You in My Life Every Day," we know what he's trying to mean, that he's after her every day. And when he sings, he's saying "Have a nice day," we know what he's trying to say. He's trying to say that have a nice day, and how the nice day is going. And he says, "I'm gonna keep doing it like a dog." We know what he means when he says this. And I hope from the bottom of my heart, I hope that one day, I don't know if it's in a court or in sort of way, I don't know, they study each word of his albums, of his songs, how he went after this woman, and he made her life a living hell. I hope they get what he did to her. I hope one day, she couldn't do nothing. She could not done anything. She tried, she made calls, she made phone calls when we were in Orlando. We called lawyers, we called the Florida bar, we called everywhere. We couldn't do nothing. All we could do was speak about the guy in Facebook. When she got married in 2005, she got pregnant While she was pregnant, she was followed. They didn't care. They didn't care nothing. They went after and after and after her. Then in 2012, when she was going to Cancun, from Orlando to Cancun, and from Cancun to Fort Lauderdale, he got in the same flights. And in the way back from Cancun, when we were boarding, he got in front of her. He caught her in the line. He was wearing things in his face. He got in front of her, and when we were about to board, he got in front of her, and she wasn't happy to see him. He had a whole party from a whole airplane from Chicago, and a big party in her flight. And he was making fun of her. He was going to make fun of her, and we knew, and we weren't happy to see him. And he, all we did was close our eyes. I closed my eyes, and I asked him, please no, no, and no, and no. He turned back. He turned his back, and he went to his seat. All the years went by, and they never stopped going about after this woman stalking her. They were stalking her. They were harassing her. They every move. She moved from state to state, from Florida to Montana, from Montana in 2015 to Montana. In 2016, we moved from Montana to Texas. And in 2016, in the Fox News afternoon edition, it's more or less May 2000. There's a tabloid that says the person fighting in Facebook is going to be destroyed. And it's when she started getting so sick in that week. They do something in the colon, the stabbing her, she gets sick. She's in bed in 2016, 2017, 2018, until 2019. She couldn't go to work. She was in bed all these 4 years. And they keep going after her and everything. Until now, 2024, and it's still current. These people are after this woman, and now worse. Now worse because they have these radio emissions, and they have this satanic group, or I don't know what thing they are practicing, and they telling her, you're going to die. They doing something to her brain, her cells and her brain and everything. They work in her heart, the liver, her liver and the kidneys. They are trying to kill her. They just let her know she's gonna die. And her two daughters, her 18-year-old and her 14-year-old. And before I forget, I made something to say. In September of 2000, they went to the radio station where his cousin Gabriel was, and she was going. We were doing the newspaper delivery, so we were listening, and that was the station that we sometimes listened. And he was there to say some things. So he said, "Well, we have a nasty situation," and they were saying things to someone. We think and we assume that this was yes, they were trying to say things to that girl that he was following and spying on. And he says this, and the other guy says, we hope you go to jail someday. And the other one was calling her insect and all type of stuff. One of them said, we have a car, and making fun of her because, she was working in labor, something, so, they could diminish so easy. And then one of them said, we made 28 million. When you going to make such amount of money? Like telling her, you're not like us. You're never going to be. And on June 6, 2024, they sent her these emissions. They are using equipment that people use for hunting. They can speak to her from there. It's got a rank. It's got a radio, So they can go and watch the area where the animals that they are hunting are, right? And they sent her holograms. They play her for weeks. They have the audacity of speaking to her. They make her believe that she did something bad, whatever. And they hired these people to do this spying on her and practice spells on her. They said to her that they were doing this for years. They said to her that they were paid by Dorotea. But at the end, we don't know who, if it's Dorotea or the guy's manager or him. We don't know. These people do spells. of death on her and her family. They said to her, you're gonna die. You and your two daughters are going to die anytime soon. We're doing witchcraft to you. We're doing space. And yes, she feeling kidneys, her liver, her head, and everything. They played her all these days. This started on June 6th. The next day, on June 7th, she was all full of bruises on the stomach and everywhere. So on June 7th, she woke up with the stomach full of bruises and, the stabbing, and they were trying to kill her. They said to her, Dorotea, the wife, she pain us. She's pain. But at the end, we don't know if they were playing. Maybe someone else, maybe his manager or someone from his circle trying to get this woman. They sent her these emissions. They are using equipment that people use for hunting. They can speak to her from there. It's got a rank of emission. They sent her holograms. They have the audacity of speaking to her, and they hire these people to do this spying. It's the same people that do spells of death. They talking to her, they speaking to her, they speaking to her 24/7. They want to make her crazy. They want to kill her. They telling her you're gonna die. They make her dizzy. They doing things in her head. They doing things in her kidneys, her liver, her heart, or all type of stuff things. They telling her you're gonna die. Your two daughters are gonna die too. They play her, and still they still using that equipment. The equipment is supposed to be for hunting, but I don't know. I guess people use it for spying. And those people that do witchcraft, who knows? Like, we don't know. We don't know this guy, he's got money, his wife, they have a lot of money. We don't know. We don't know. And we don't know his manager or those people they're capable of. We don't know. They are working her head, her kidneys, her liver, because they say she's gonna die, or in a car crash or something, or shooting. Yeah, they say she's gonna die. She has to die. We don't know. So it's already an announced death. Announced death for that girl. For me.